As promised, we've got a pair of UTEP minors that are going to lead off our final hour of the show. Jamal Bieniemy is with us, along with Ze'Rik Onyema. Gentlemen, welcome aboard. Great to have you on the program, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
You got it. All right. And by the way, I'm excited having both of you here because you're both playing terrific basketball. Jamal, we know what you're capable of, but you're probably in the best stretch we've seen since you've been at UTEP and really just having a very consistent, solid year all across the board. And Z, we're happy that you're starting to get more minutes because it seems like as you're getting on the court, you're definitely trying to assert yourself and make the most of everything.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's begin first with you, Jamal. Now, we knew when you arrived at UTEP from Oklahoma what you were capable of, but it really does seem like this year, as opposed to last year, maybe I don't know if it's just having that extra year under your belt, being more in your comfort zone, playing more to your skill set, but it just seems like right now, offensively and defensively, that you're in the zone. Tell us a little bit about kind of what it's been like for you most of the season and these last, these last 6-8 games.
It's been really good. I've just been trying to get consistent and stay consistent. I give a lot of credit to Coach Boykins. He's helped me out a lot. More than I could imagine at the start. He's just been giving me a lot of helpful tips on how to stay conditioned throughout the season, so I can be able to play 40 minutes and play good on both sides of the ball. So I give a lot of credit to Coach Boykins and Coach Golden for pushing me.
I'm happy you mentioned Coach Boykins because you bring in somebody that's got all those years in the NBA. And, his career didn't end that long ago. He was active up until, just a few years back. So you realize just how long he was able to make a career, play in the league, second smallest player in the history of the game. And yet we thought that his biggest value could be to guys at the guard spot, especially you in the point guard role, because that's the position that he played so many years. And, you're bringing up just some points that we were thinking about, the impact a guy like really Boykins has had on you.
Definitely, yeah. I try to get with him a lot. Every time he gives me pointers, I'm listening. I'm trying to apply it to my game. So just having him around for all the guards is very helpful for us.
Now, the only thing that slows you down so far this year was that freak injury that happened in the Kansas game that took you out for a couple of games. Tell us a little bit about what happened that game and really what you were feeling immediately after the collision.
I just kind of knew after it happened that I had a concussion. Like I didn't feel right. It was just my first time being injured, so coming back from it was kind of tough. But now that I've got back in stride, I feel way better. And I just hope that never happens. Something like that never happens again.
It was just an accident. You guys banged. It was like you banged your head. Was it into Kevin's head or was his elbow? What was it?
I think we bumped heads. Yeah, Kevin's a big guy, so anytime you run into him, it's not going to be good for you.
I agree with that. And by the way, did you know immediately right afterwards that something was wrong? Was your equilibrium off a little bit and just kind of dazed from the collision?
I just had a headache, and I could tell like I was kind of in a daze. So.
All right. Well, look, you look good now, and I'm sure these last couple of games have been really good for you. The ending to the Old Dominion game was unbelievable. You hit an NBA three to send that game into overtime after they went on a 15-0 run. Tell me what it's about in your mindset that when you're starting to make shots and you can just get hot, do you feel almost like you can shoot from anywhere on the court?
That's kind of how I work out. I try to make consecutive shots in a row. So that just builds up, and it's been paying off for me in the game. And in the game, I'm able to make one shot, and then the next couple of shots that I shoot feel good. So I just give credit to how I work out.
Would you say that you've worked harder heading into this season than you have your entire career?
Not necessarily harder, just smarter, just focusing on what I have to do and just being just consistent, just doing what I have to do every day.
Now, Ze'Rik, you're somebody that a lot of Miner fans have been excited about. They've been waiting to see you on the floor and what you can do. And I know patience has to be sometimes tougher than, for you than others, because you haven't had as many opportunities as maybe you would like and other fans would like, but you're starting now to see the court more often, make the most of your opportunities, and the minutes are starting to grow for you. Take me a little bit through what it's been like for you the last 4, 5, 6 games as you've started to see more and more minutes on the floor.
Yeah, it's been good. I just been, every time I get on the court, I'm always, my coach Golding always told me to I got to run the floor, rebound. I don't got to focus on scoring. I just got to go hard with the motor and, go for offensive rebounds. So that's what I try to do when I get on the floor, even if it's for a small amount of time. I'm always trying to help the team win. So yeah, I just go my hardest when I get on the court.
What's your biggest challenge? Like when you're there and you're in the game and you're getting an opportunity to try to make the most of it. What's going through you? Like, what would you say is the toughest thing for you?
I would say my toughest thing would be my breathing. I gotta slow down my breathing, my conditioning, and just being more aware on defense. One thing that I struggled with was ball screens. I still struggle a little bit, so I got to work on hedging, when to call out the ball screen when it's coming, jump to the ball, stuff like that. Just defensive stuff that would help improve our defense overall.
At the same time, when you're on the floor offensively and when Jamal gets the ball into you down low or somebody else does, it seems like you always want to dunk it down somebody's throat, which I'm going to tell you something right now. It's hard to find that. It really is, because some guys just don't have that kind of aggressiveness on the offensive side of the ball or don't want to finish like that. And I look at that mean streak offensively, and I think that can really go to your advantage, because some guys are either going to be afraid to tangle with you, or for you, knowing that the easiest way to finish is to dunk it and dunk it through somebody. Hey, fans are going to love it. And obviously for you, it's just going to give you more and more confidence.
I always try to, go to the basket hard. Even, I can get a foul out of it. Just, I just use my body, use my, the God-gifted abilities to go score however which way. But I just love to dunk. I love dunking. I'll be working on my balance sometimes, doing things to just help me jump higher and, go up more physically, go up to the basket stronger so I don't be losing the ball as much. And yeah, it's also a mental thing as well. Some people get timid, but, I always try to, always have it in my mind that I'm just going to go dunk on someone.
Jamal, I don't know why more big guys don't do this. I mean, you see the way Ze'Rik's built, and he's built like a monster. So if you get the ball down low, I would think exactly what he just said. Stuff it down somebody's throat, try to dunk it. And to me, that's the easiest shot anyway, when you go up there with one hand and try to just put it through the hole. So, I mean, why don't we see more big guys in college basketball finish like that and have that kind of a mentality?
I think because everybody wants to shoot threes and play on the perimeter now. But it's not too many people with the ability that Ze'Rik has, with the strength and then obviously his athleticism. So once he puts it all together, he's gonna be an amazing player, and he's a hard worker. So the sky's the limit for him.
How have you seen his game develop over the course of this season compared to last year?
This year he's definitely playing with a lot more confidence defensively. Calling out ball screens, giving good hedges, slowing guards down. So and also rebounding. He's coming in the game and giving us a big spark on the boards and with his activity. So I just think his energy is a lot more consistent this year.
And Ze'Rik, I'll throw it back to you. When you've got somebody like Jamal handling the basketball, who A, can get you the ball, B, has the ability to score, and he's obviously a born leader because we've started to see his leadership skills ever since he first took the floor. How big is that as you get into the game and you're getting more and more comfortable and acclimated to CUSA ball?
I think it's huge. JB, he has a good insight of the game. He has a smart IQ. He knows a lot more than any of the other guys, but he also, he tries to, he's very comfortable with the ball. I feel like the team collectively, we trust him. And, as time goes on, you build chemistry. I feel like, playing with him, I feel like we be getting better sometimes. With the oop he threw, I never really, getting lost like that most of the time. So, the fact that he trusted me to go up and get the oop I got last game against UTSA was, it builds something, and it shows, that chemistry is building on and trust within the teammates.
And the crowd loves it too. The crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that when you get an arena to explode, that's got to just energize you and get you to another level.
Yeah, it does. Definitely does.
We're with Ze'Rik Onyema right now and JB, Jamal Bieniemy here on Sports Talk as we continue. Adrian, let's get some questions from you.
Jamal, I wanted to ask you, last year you had the role of playing on ball and really being a facilitator and creating a lot of shots and opportunities for the guys. This year you've kind of been, gone on ball, off ball. What's it been like playing a little off ball with this team and really starting to get your shot going?
It's been fun. Just playing off the ball. I know my teammates are going to find me, and then the offense that we run, it's a lot of opportunities for everybody. So just playing off the ball has opened up some more opportunities for me offensively.
Do you find yourself a little bit more comfortable off ball? And who are some of the facilitators that we can look as? Is maybe you're not the facilitator at some times. Who are some of the other guys who can facilitate on this team and be kind of like your backup point guard, so to speak?
Sule definitely does not get enough credit on how well he can pass in the simple plays that he makes that leads to open shots. Then Jarrell spaces the floor for us, and he can also make plays. And just playing with Titus as well in the post and how he can pass out the post. So those guys create shots and make the game easier for our team.
Simply put, how much do you guys miss Keontae Kennedy? I'm just curious because he does so much for you all, not only on offense, but probably your best perimeter defender on this team. How much do you miss somebody like him?
A lot. He makes the game a lot easier for everybody. Just because he's going to the glass, he's going to rebound. He can score, make shots, and he's just an energy guy. He's an athlete. He can get on the rim and do a lot of things to bring energy to the team.
Z, I've got a question for you. How did you take that next step in your game? We've seen you off the bench. We see what you could do as kind of this energizer off the bench with this team. Well, how can you take that next step?
I would say the next step for me was just being more mentally tough and, finding, what my comfort, like, I want to say it's more like a mindset thing for me, honestly. Like, I just got to find ways to push myself even harder, even when I'm tired or when things are not going my way. I just find a way to stay positive and just put in the work and get better.
Z, not a lot of people know this about you, but you spent 10 years of your childhood living here in the city of El Paso. First off, what was it like living here in El Paso? And second off, did you go to basketball games or even UTEP football games and kind of experience the university before you got here?
Yeah, so my dad's in the military, so we've been moving around a lot. We just so happened to be lucky enough to stay in El Paso for quite a while. So living in El Paso it's cool. I love the people here. They're very nice. The people, it's amazing. The culture, it's like different from anywhere else I've lived it. But going to the games, I never really went to no basketball games. I always wanted to go to UTEP, but I didn't expect it to be for basketball. I always wanted to do track. I thought I was gonna be a track star. I wanted to go to UTEP to be to do civil engineering. I heard that UTEP was a good engineering school. So, but as time went on, when I moved to San Antonio, I started growing a lot. I was like, I could probably play basketball. So then so I've been to go to get offered by UTEP, and I came back. So it's a blessing.
And we get to continue our conversation right now with Jamal Bieniemy and Ze'Rik Onyema, a couple of members of the UTEP men's basketball team as they get ready for FAU and FIU Thursday and Saturday here at the Haskins Center. Before the break, we were talking to both, and I know, Adrian, you were kind of going to Onyema and talking to Z about his game and where, he would like to see things maybe go as he develops his game. I'm interested in this. I know that this coaching staff is challenging you, to say the least. They've probably been challenging you since the summer when they first arrived, because they see you physically, they realize the kind of impact you can have. And there's no doubt that you probably get worked as tough, if not tougher than everybody else. Tell me a little bit about the challenges you've faced at practice and how you're ultimately now really starting to see the results of those in the games.
Yeah, the coaches and the coaching staff, they really push me hard because they know the potential that I have to play basketball. So one thing that I had to work on was, my touch, because they knew I can dunk, I could do all of that. I was athletic, but they also wanted me to work on my touch, my hook shot. So throughout the summer, we were working on that. And we're, since being a new program, we had to learn a lot on our defense. We had to work on high and loose post defense and ball screen, the way we jump to the ball, stuff like that was, completely different from the defense we had last year because we're like a gap team. So I had to also change that. So it was hard to like rewire myself to, play a totally different way on defense. But then also, Coach Cox, he's been working with all the bigs, because every day he'd be working. Before practice, we go out and like work on the things we'll do in the game, whether it's shooting, hook shots, defensive stuff. Because he has a real good passion for coaching us, and I really enjoy Coach Cox. He really pushed me, and he still pushes me to this day.
By the way, what's it like going up against guys like Verhoeven, Kalu, Bonke on a regular basis in practice, day in, day out?
They're very great players. Like we bang, we be going our hardest every day. And Titus, he's such a great leader. He's guided me since last year. So I'm glad he came back this year because he's really set the tone and he leads by example for all of us. And because he's just very aware of the game, and being that we're a lot, and we're not as experienced as him, he really puts a lot of things in a better perspective, and he helps us get better overall.
You said something really interesting before the break, and that was that, you thought you might be doing track and field and not basketball. When did it finally hit you that basketball was going to be your sport and not necessarily track?
It was my freshman year in high school. I was like 5'10". I was doing football too. I didn't really mess with basketball like that. I mean, it was cool and all, but like I didn't really think I would, have a chance. So it was my freshman year. I was on B team my freshman year in high school. And like after that, the summer of my freshman year, I grew to like 6'2". And then my sophomore year, I was on the JV team. And then at the summer of my sophomore year, I grew to like 6'5". And my junior year, I grew to 6'7", and then so on. And then I didn't do AU or anything until my junior year, my junior year going to my senior year. So I didn't really know much about the recruiting or anything about that. So I joined the AU team and was blessed enough to get the opportunity to play for UTEP.
Have you finally stopped growing?
I believe so. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm wondering, man. And by the way, since you said you played football, would you ever like to maybe throw some pads and a helmet on at UTEP and be a tight end before you finish your career? We've seen that before. Cedric Lang did that. He played basketball at UTEP. His senior year, he becomes a tight end, catches the game-winning touchdown pass to beat New Mexico State in overtime in Las Cruces, and then gets a chance to play in the NFL.
Wow.
So it's been done. It's been done, Z. Hey, JB, what do you think? You think Onyema could eventually play in the play some football before it's all said and done?
Yeah, no, for sure. If he had the opportunity, yeah, he needs to take that chance.
I think it would be as long as you can catch the football. Yeah, I don't really worry about you hitting people. I think that you would probably enjoy that, and when you put on pads and a helmet, you're like, wow. They're actually going to give me the opportunity to punish people as part of my job. I think you would relish that opportunity. As long as you're throwing the ball to you a little bit, you'll be all right.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, JB, let's get back to you for a second. We just heard Z talk about Titus as one of the leaders of the team. I'm sure you're also assuming the leadership role as well. who have been, in your mind, who are the leaders on this club that, day in, day out really kind of take that role and want to lead by example on and off the court?
I would definitely say Titus. Titus for the bigs, Titus is he's a vet. He has a lot of experience in college, and those guys look to him for advice, and you could just tell in practice. I also me and Sule as well. As for guards, like we try to lead, and every day we try to be the first ones in every drill, be the most, be talking the most in practice. So I think those three guys, and also Keontae. Well, he's not with us right now, but when Keontae's there, Keontae is also a leader, great energy, a lot of passion for the game. So I think those guys are some of the leaders on our team.
JB, we've seen it before where examples of your leadership, whether it be in the huddle, Joe Golding talks about it a lot whenever he's asked about you. You've been on a Terran Conference USA, but can you give me some examples of your off-the-court leadership? Because I think that's so important when you're trying to build the foundation and kind of instill the culture for a new program.
Definitely like something before practice, me and Ze'Rik, we work on just different random actions or whatever shots we gonna get in the game, stuff like that. Just leading by example, being the first one in practice, first one on the court, working out before practice starts, getting shots up after practice, and just leading by example.
All right, as we continue right now, I'm looking at our clock. We've got the 10-minute warning here on Sports Talk as we continue with Ze'Rik Onyema and Jamal Bieniemy. Now, I look at Sule Boom's game, and some fans will look strictly at the offensive package, and they'll look at the shooting, the drives, the shot selection, and at times it seems like Sule, he takes a beating if it's not going in. And he's had at times this year struggling, shooting the basketball, although as of late, things are starting to click again for Sule. Jamal, do you think that a lot of people don't necessarily see the complete game that Boom has on all the other aspects, both offensively and defensively? And ultimately, people are only really looking at the shot selection more than everything else. We lost him. All right. Hopefully we can get Jamal back in the show. You know what this means, Z? This means you have to answer the question because you're the only minor left right now that heard that question. And since we're going to have to try about get JB back on the program soon enough, he jumps back into the Zoom call. Why don't you give me your thoughts on Sule?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, just the fact. See, he wasn't even listening. That's good. I'll tell you what. Jamal's back, so we're gonna let him bail you out for that, Z. So don't have to repeat the question. JB, we lost you as you're getting ready to answer. But give us a little bit your thoughts on your teammate number 0, buckets for sale, Sule Boom.
Yeah, I mean he's a great offensive player. I mean he makes a lot of, in my eyes, he makes a lot of plays offensively. And defensively, he plays hard defensively, but I think his passing is definitely something that's underrated and people don't realize because he's a scorer and he's so good at scoring the ball. But his passing and the way he can get people open and just the way he draws defenders, I think is something that he's gotten much better on. And then he has the best T-shirts that I've seen. So,
have you picked up a T-shirt yet? Do you have a buckets for sale shirt?
Not yet. I'm trying to. I don't want to go through the process of getting this shipped. I think he should just have some ready and waiting for us.
I agree. There's no reason why that everybody on that team does not show up one day warming up for a game with a buckets for sale T-shirt.
Yeah, those are some nice shirts. Those are some really nice shirts.
That is exactly right. By the way, speaking of NIL opportunities right now, hey, Jamal, Z, hey, you guys, just like everybody else, could have chances now to start to, helping to cash in on those NILs.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a big opportunity just for everybody. I think that's a step forward for college and basketball and just for people, social media-wise. Social media has grown so much. So just that opportunity is great.
Now, Adrian's got a question. I'm going to give Adrian a shot right after this. JB, Satterfield has really come on as of late, shooting those 3 balls from downtown. It looks like you have found that legitimate three-point shooting weapon that so many teams covet, but they don't have. Now, all of a sudden, as Satterfield gets more and more confidence, he's not only able to make 3 to 5 shots a game from downtown, but he's shooting at a 49% clip from three-point land. Talk a little bit about Jarrell.
Just from when he came in from the first day, you could tell like he's a great shooter. It's not too many people in the country that can shoot better than him. Just the way he spaces the floor and the opportunities he presents for everybody, and just his shot making ability. Like as you said, he's shooting 49%, so he's shooting at a very, very high level, and I think it'll only continue to get better for him.
JB, just a personal question, not to try to put you on the spot, but wondering, do you not like social media? Is it just a preference for you not to be on social media, or what is it?
Oh yeah. I'm just not a big fan of social media. I just like to stay to myself. I just never really was a big fan of social media.
Do you have a burner?
Yeah, definitely got to see a lot of funny videos. My friends send me videos all the time, so I have to see those. Yeah.
Okay.
So no burner account, but you just get forwarded messages from your friends. I understand.
Yeah, I watch the videos, the funny videos that they send me all the time.
All right, I see how that goes. Z, we know how passionate your family is when you get an opportunity to play. They're right there for you. They were just in town recently. You mentioned your dad stationed out in Hawaii. How big is family really for you when you look at everything you've come as far along as you had on the court as well as off the court?
Family's a very big thing when it comes to things like this. But my dad, he's always pushed me to work harder. When I was little, he put me in, soccer, every sport imaginable. He would, always push me to be the best. My mom always there supporting me. There's a soft side and there's a hard side. My dad would be the tough one, and my mom would be the soft. Oh, it's okay, well. But yeah, family. It's something that really drives me to be great as well. I always want to make them proud. Try to do my best to take care of them in the future as well. But yeah, family's important. Yeah.
Ze'Rik Onyema, Jamal Bieniemy with us here on SportsTalk as we continue. You guys have FAU tomorrow night. I'm looking at this team. They've got a lot of guards that can play, and it looks like they do go small. They've got a big man, a 7-footer that as well from Russia. But JB, it seems like much like the Miners, they could be undersized but pretty dangerous. They also shoot 25 threes a game.
Just those guys watching them on film, seeing how well they play together and how well they execute offensively. It's going to be definitely a challenge for us guards to guard for 40 minutes and just be locked in for any type of screens or back screens or anything like that, and just stand attached to our man.
I agree with you. And as on the other side, are they a team that likes to man up a little bit on defense, or will they play some zone?
They play man, but after playing UTSA, it's kind of, we don't know what to expect, so we're just expecting anything. We prepare for whether they play man or zone.
All right. We haven't asked you guys this question yet, but I'm kind of curious. When you have some downtime away from basketball, what do you guys like to do the most?
I like to eat.
Do you? What are your give me your top 3? All right. Not necessarily foods of choice, but restaurants. Where could we find JB when he's looking to get something to eat?
Oh, Chipotle, Cane's for sure. And then like for dinner, I like to go to Cafe Central.
Oh, wow. Look at you. Holy, I got to start hanging out with you. My goodness.
Fire.
Very nice.
I like to eat good. I definitely like to eat good.
What's your favorite go-to meal? What's your number one meal if you had? What would it be?
Probably a steak. Steak and some mashed potatoes. Can't go wrong with that.
Medium rare. How do you do your steak?
I do medium well.
All right. So you like it a little more cooked. I got you.
Yeah, a little more. I'm kind of getting into I'm exploring my options with that. So
good. Z, what about you? What do you do with your downtime? Sleep. That's great answer, Z. That's the last thing I was expecting. Do you get a lot of sleep? Do you get enough rest?
Yeah, I get a lot of rest.
All right. What's how many what do you get? 10 hours a day? What's your average?
And usually after practice, I take a shower, then I take a nap, and then I wake up, do some homework.
That's good.
And then I say about 8 hours, 7 hours of sleep.
Nice. So while you're eating, Jamal, Z's sleeping. I see how it goes. That works both ways. That's good. Last question. We've got a minute left to go. Jamal, you're graduating in May. Congratulations on that. Can we see you back in a UTEP uniform for next season?
Definitely. I don't have any plans on going anywhere. Like I've been saying, like I've always said, I feel like this university presents every opportunity for me to do what I want to do with basketball and other things. So I think for sure I'll be back next year.
Love to hear that. Great job, guys. Good luck tomorrow. And thanks so much for being here and joining us on the show today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.